Hey guys, what is up? PCA Dog here, and today I'm going to be going over my submissions for PCA and just a little bit about the PCA graded cards themselves. A lot of you guys watched my other videos about how to get your cards graded from PCA and my PCA returns. I appreciate you guys watching it, and I hope it helped you guys, and hopefully you guys also sent some cards to PCA to get graded yourselves. The PCA sleeves I find are very nice. They're very thin. They're not so thick like PSA or BGS. They are very compact. They're very sleek. PCA does a great job of keeping them very clean when they come. If you put them into a card sleeve, you're not going to get any fingerprints on your PCA cards when they come in. The card itself in the sleeve is very snug. It does not have a penny sleeve like Beckett does, but you can see the card does not move around at all. A lot of the new, especially the new PSA graded cards, they're coming in with a lot of wiggle room, and it can actually cause whitening on your cards. As you can see, the machines that they use at PCA are very precise, and it really cannot move around. I mean, even if you shake it, you don't hear anything. The card really just does not move. One thing that the cases I found are a little bit prone to is just weight. If you guys are selling your PCA graded cards or sending them, make sure that you put some bubble wrap in between the cards. So you want, like if you're going to mail in a bubble mailer like most people do, don't just stack them on top of each other and put them in the bubble envelope. You're going to want to put a little piece of bubble wrap in between them, or a little piece of foam. Because I think in the post they do put a lot of heavy stuff on top of it, and if the cards they push against each other, what can happen is the corners will break off. You'll get a little nick. I had a few customers that bought cards in Germany from Switzerland, and their corners were a little bit chipped when the cards came in. And also locally, I shipped too many in one bubble envelope, and a few of them had a little bit of damage on them. But that's live and learn. Otherwise, I'm really excited to be grading with PCA. They have really good customer service. They get your cards graded quite fast for the prices that they have. And of course, every card has its unique number here where you can look it up on their website, as well as the QR code in the back, so you can insure your cards, you can keep track of them. And another good thing about the size of these is you can actually put a lot more. If your collection is really large, you can put a lot more in your holders than PSA or Beckett, and even CGC. A lot of the European graders, they're also quite thick slabs, which yes, it might have a little bit more support, but most people get their cards graded and put them in their collection, and then you really don't need the whole robustness of the hard cases, the thick cases. So yeah, as long as you're not stacking tons of them on top of each other, you will be good with these cases. Another thing that you could see it as a good thing, or you can see it as a bad thing. PCA does grade quite strict. You can see this is a 9.5 Lunala, and I mean the centering's a little bit off. The corners might be a little bit, but if you rated this with PSA, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. You're gonna get a 10. Compared to a 9, we have a Charizard, which is it's also, of course it's ETB fresh. These don't come out of booster packs, but the centering is really good. The corners don't look damaged at all. I mean, if you sent this card to PSA, I mean, I've seen a lot worse cards get 10s. This one graded even a 9, near mint. Surface, I mean, you need the qualifications of a grading service to really examine the surface. From what I can see, most of the cards, the surfaces are pretty good. And they also grade Magic cards. On Magic cards, they do subgrades. So if you guys have Magic cards and you want to get them graded, PCA will also do Magic cards, and they do the subgrades. Unfortunately, they don't do the subgrades for Pokemon. Some people see that as a negative. I see it as a positive. I don't care for subgrades, honestly. Generally, any collector that will be buying the card off you is going to examine the case, and they're going to see themselves, kind of what caused the card to get the bad grade. You can see this one has a little bit of on the corner there, Has a little bit of corner damage and a little bit of whitening around the edges, which is definitely bad enough that PCA will give it a 7. So yeah, if you're expecting just a lot of 10s from PCA, think again. Even if your cards are packed fresh and you put them directly into a penny sleeve and directly into a top loader, you're most likely not going to get a 10. I mean, it has to be, the centering has to be perfect, the corners have to be cut right. You know, they're very strict on the thing, but it makes it special. You know, you get a 10, it's actually a real 10, because especially the last few PSA orders that I've seen come back from other YouTubers, some of the cards are just, and you see them on eBay. I don't know. I mean, I know there's been some scams going on where they'll actually put a different card in the case, and you know, some of the PSA cards are definitely not what they say they are. And another cool thing about these PCA cases is they are stackable. The slabs are stackable. You can put them on top of each other. Again, unless you're putting like 20 on top of each other, which you shouldn't do for any graded card, you have no problem stacking on top of each other. And they're really, really light. I mean, you can see the thickness. They're very compact, light. So yeah, I do the service for PCA. If you do live in Switzerland and you do want to get your cards graded, I do offer a service. So hit me up on Instagram if you're interested in getting your cards graded by me. All you have to do is pay the fee and send your cards to me, and I will open them for you on camera. I will track everything on demand. If you would like to know where your order is, how far your order is, just let me know via SMS or WhatsApp, and I will keep you updated. These are my submissions for the next PCA. I've got a Jolteon promo, Necrozma V, Cramorant, Falapel, Karina's Focus, a German Raichu Full Art, a Raichu GX, the shiny Alolan Ninetales GX, the shiny Garchomp, the Gyarados GX, Lucario GX, and a Mewtwo GX. So those will be my part of this next submission that will be going to PCA tomorrow. And here I have some cards from a customer. I do not yet know what cards are in here, so it'll be a opening for. It'll be a surprise for me. If you send me the cards, I also open them on camera, so you know that I'm opening your cards. I like to do this as a precaution so you can see the quality of your cards, so you know that you're getting the card that you sent me. And we got some Japanese cards. Okay, this is just, I also asked for a list of what cards you send me, so no problems occur and I can keep my inventory secure. Alright, so let's start with Japanese card. I don't see anything really wrong with it. From the back, Victory Bell from Jungle, nice. That is a nice card. Yeah, the centering's a little bit off. I mean, it doesn't look like a 10, but looks good. I will keep them. Okay, so this customer sent them to me properly in the card saver with the little pull tab. These pull tabs are great, so when PCA gets their cards, they can just pull on it and pop the card out. Since they are already completely correct, I will not take them out of the case. But if you do send me cards and they're not correct, I will put them in my own penny sleeves and cases as our standards for PCA. Next we have a Nidoking from Gym Heroes. Japanese, beautiful card. Centering, I mean, if I look at the cards and you can see when they come back, and I will open all the PCA graded cards when I get them back. I will open them all on camera. Just from the centering alone, you can tell that that was your card. Check the back just for references. The centerings on the back is also not the best, but these are most likely for this customer's own collection. Centering is also not the best for this one. And we have a Gym Heroes Machamp. Beautiful card. Really like that hollow pattern. If you guys didn't know, the Japanese always had this hollow pattern, even on the base set with the stars. The US versions didn't have the stars until Team Rocket. Team Rocket was kind of the set that kind of threw a lot of people off in, I think it was 2000 when it came out, because people loved the star hollows. And when Team Rocket came out and all of a sudden it had the Japanese hollow pattern, people thought, oh, Pokemon's saving money. Pokemon's over. Team Rocket actually, when it came out, was a very unpopular set. I remember I was actually working at Toys R Us at the time when the set came out, and people just didn't want it. We had booster boxes of first editions, and we had those giant, the ones, the crimp tabs. The crimp tab, the boxes of like 100 packs came in one big cardboard box, first edition Team Rockets, and nobody wanted them. You know, we had them on the shelves for weeks, months. We might have even liquidated them at the end. Oh, and here we have a base set Raichu. So yeah, those are times, and now a pack of Team Rocket nets you like $400 or $500. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So this one here, the centering is also off left to right. It has a lot more on the right than the left. But yeah, beautiful basic card. And yeah, with the hollow pattern, that's also another thing. People always compare like European first editions to American first editions, and the honest truth is that the European base set came out about when the US fossil set came out. So that's why the European cards are definitely not worth as much or not as rare as the US cards, because they're newer. And you can see in the European cards, Jungle, like in German, Jungle first editions already had the Japanese style with the swirls and the stars, with the spots and the swirls and not the stars. And that's because it came out so late. I mean, Jungle came out in Europe when the US already had Team Rocket. So that's also why I don't have too many old European cards, because I kind of like the base set to have the, you know, the star hollow. It's kind of the staple. This card looks pretty good. It's actually very good from the back. I don't see any whitening. The centering is definitely better than the previous cards. Let's see what this is. Hey, we have a Team Rocket. Speaking of Team Rocket, Machamp. Let's see, the front centering looks pretty good. You might have yourself a PCA 10. Don't see anything too notable on this card. It looks pack fresh. Very nice. Scratches, I'm going to assume with all the scratches that it's just the case. But we'll see what PCA says, if those scratches are on the case or on the card. Another completely off-center card for Japanese. That's kind of probably then also, I'm going to say a Gym Hero set. Oh, we're all the way up to Neo now. Now we got a Neo Typhlosion. Also beautiful card. Don't see any swirls, but beautiful card. Love the artwork. And the next card we have, it's also quite well centered. Compare this a little bit top to bottom. You can see the top there is a little bit more than the bottom. Oh, we have a Jungle Snorlax. Cool. That's some cool hollow patterns going on. You got a little bit of a swirl going on up there. Unfortunately, you don't have the full swirl, which is what the collectors want, but that's okay. Here we have another well-centered card. Doesn't look bad at all. And we have a Entei promo card, I want to say. I want to say this card came, correct me if I'm wrong, it came from a magazine. Or a magazine had at least a promo card. I remember you could get a graded promo card from some no-name grading company back in the day. It was, if you bought the magazine, you got the card. I actually had the card and I sold it here in Switzerland later. Just didn't really care for that card. But it's mainly because of the grading company. It was a 10, but it was definitely not a 10. And I don't like having slabs that say 10 on them when the card is absolutely not a 10. Here we have top to bottom, centering off. Quite. Oh, cool. We have a Gengar. What a cool card. This one is definitely rare. What is this? What is this set? This is one of the sets that was just in the era that I just didn't collect. Neo. Yeah. Don't remember the set, but what a cool card. Definitely have not had that card in my possession. And here we have the next one. Centering top to bottom is also a little bit off. Ooh, we have a Jungle Kangaskhan. Beautiful card. Don't see any swirls, but I don't know. The Galaxy pattern, when it first came out, I did not like it. Like I said, everybody didn't like it. The Team Rocket was kind of a bust, but now people are so used to it. It's staple. And you grow to love it. This card looks pretty good. Hey, we have a Gym... What is it? Gym Villains set Moltres. Cool. Rockets Moltres. And now we're back to the Western world. Here we have a little bit centering off, but other than that it looks decent. What do we have? Oh, we have a Glurak. Evolutions Glurak Reverse Holo. Cool. Yeah, I guess for Evolutions Glurak, it's not that bad. Looks pretty good. This one has some whitening up in the corner and some whitening down below. You really notice it with the English or German cards. And we have a base set Glurak. Let's take a look at this base set Glurak. Since this is a heavy hitter, I'm going to quickly take a peek at it. Holo looks pretty good. Definitely has some print lines and some scratches. Scratches you can see. Print lines with this camera, not really, but it definitely has some print lines right here by the mouth going up. And see, this one still has the stars because the US was still in stars and fossil. And yeah, the whitening up on the corner. So just for the camera, take a nice look at the back. I'm gonna say if you're lucky you'll get a 7. If you're unlucky you'll get a 6. Cool. Definitely a nostalgic card right there. Evolutions Charizard, you're cool, but base set Charizard, you are just the king of Pokemon. Put you right back where you belong. And next we have a Tortok, who I couldn't wait for this one. I had a feeling it was coming. Let's take Tortok out of his shell here. Make sure not to damage the Tortok. Beautiful card. Yeah, come on. I like the swirls, but the stars are just beautiful. Alright, back to the quality of the card. Holo looks pretty good. There are some faint scratches down here. I mean, you can see on the camera there are some scratch lines on the holo. You know, the card was probably in somebody's deck or just played with a little bit. Yeah, on the back we've got quite a lot of whitening. That's gonna deduct. This one, because of that whitening, you might go down all the way to a 4 or 5. So let's hope it stays out of the 3-er range. Beautiful card. Alright. Now we just need the Bisaflor. Bisaflor? Nope, it's Japanese. Well, maybe it's Japanese Bisaflor, aka Venusaur. Yeah, this one has a little bit of a something in the corner there. Centering's not the best. Hey, we have a Dark Blastoise. And this one sometimes has some cool swirls. I don't see any swirls. It's a cool card. And then we got a... Centering's definitely off on this one too. Left to right. Hey, another Dark Blastoise. Oh, and this one has a swirl. Cool, you got the swirl up there. Don't forget when you get your cards back, swirls definitely are better than no swirls. If you are going to resell these cards, make sure you add that it has a swirl. Alright, this one also a little bit top to bottom. Centering's a little bit off. Oh, beautiful though, a Fossil Dragonite. Got some heavy hitters in this submission. Alright, and the next one we have... Yeah, this one has a little bit of a corner damage down there. Centering looks okay. Hey, and another Dragonite. Beautiful holo pattern. Don't see anything too significant in it. Beautiful card. The little shy Dragonite. And we have a Yeah, this one has a little spot on the side there. You can see it has a little whitening spot. Centering is Solala. Oh, we have a Neo for Alligator. Beautiful card. Kind of the... Maybe because it's the pack art, but it just always reminds me of the Neo sets when I see that for Alligator. The whole start of Gen 2. Which to some old people like me is the newer Pokemon. Everything after Gen 1 is new. This one, yeah, centering a little bit off. Ooh, a Gym Heroes Raichu, Lieutenant Surge's Raichu. This one, the art takes up most of the hollow pattern. It's a beautiful card. This one here we have, yeah, there's a little bit of a white spot there, centering a little bit off. Hey, we have a Sabrina's Alakazam from Gym Heroes. Or is it Gym Challenge? No, I think this is Gym Challenge. And you have a swirl there, nice. It's kind of hard with the Alakazam, but you can see you got a nice swirl there. Cool. Gotta love those swirls. And next we have, this one looks pretty good. That spot, no, it's on the case. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. I don't see anything too wrong with it. Hey, we have a Typhlosion. Ooh, and it has a beautiful swirl right there. I don't even need to hold it up to the light. Nice. That one's cool. Definitely cool. Mr. Arita knows how to draw his fire types, am I right? And then we have this one here. It has definitely some damage right there. Some very noticeable damage. So that one's... And we got a Mewtwo base set though, so that one... It's okay if it's a little damaged because it is so old. Mewtwo base set. Came out when the Americans in Europe did not even know what a Pokemon was. This one definitely has some damage up there right away. You can see it has some damage. Yeah, edge wear on all corners. This one is definitely not going to be a 9 or a 10. Ooh, but it is a beautiful Clefable. And it has a nice little swirl up there. Beautiful galaxy pattern. For this card, the galaxy pattern is actually very nice. I'll give it that. Some cards it looks better than others. And the last card we have looks pretty good. Centering a little bit off, but definitely not as much whitening as the other cards. And we have a Pichu, ooh, with a beautiful swirl. Pichu from Neo. Beautiful card, love the swirl. Cool. Well, those are the submissions. So I will be filling out my submission form and sending these off. If you guys are in Switzerland and do want to get your cards graded, please send me a message on Instagram or on Ricardo, and I will definitely look into getting your cards graded. I definitely limited to how many people I take per month. I usually do 1 month. This will be the last submission until the end of summer because I do have summer vacation and I don't want the cards to come when I'm on summer vacation. So yeah, the next PCA card returns should be coming soon. They are at the border and they should be arriving hopefully by next week from France. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helped you out. And yeah, have a great evening and I will see you next time. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Later.